باشرت القوات العمومية يوم الثلاثاء 30 شتنبر 2025
Law enforcement forces carried out on Tuesday, September 13, 2025, several legal interventions and operations in several regions of the kingdom, while ensuring that protests are managed in a way that guarantees the protection of public safety and order on one hand, and the prevention of all threats to citizens' safety and security on the other. This includes necessary measures for the safeguarding of individual and collective rights and liberties. Spokesperson of the Ministry of Interior, Rashid Al-Khalfi, said. In a statement to the press on Thursday in Rabat, the official indicated that some forms of protests have seen serious escalation that threatened public safety and order. After these protests turned into violent crowding involving usage of bladed weapons, Molotov cocktails and stoning by a group of people. This resulted in 263 injuries of varying degrees among law enforcement forces until yesterday evening, and 23 other people, including an individual, requiring medical follow-up in Oujda. Multiple fires broke out and 142 law enforcement vehicles were seriously damaged, as well as 20 private others. Al-Khalfi stated that protesters broke in several administrations, institutions, banks, and commercial premises, which were pillaged and destroyed in H. Amira, Shuka H. Baha province, the Inzighan H. Melul province, Agadir Ida Utanan, Chiznich, and Oujda. Even more seriously, in Oujda, some protesters blocked the passage of a civil protection ambulance that was meant to provide assistance and evacuate the injured, he added. Here follow the details of the above incidents. In Inzighan H. Melul Prefecture, 69 law enforcement officers were injured, 3 service vehicles and 4 private cars were damaged, in addition to damage caused to 3 bank agencies, 1 insurance agency, 1 pharmacy, and several shops. Oujda Prefecture, 51 law enforcement officers injured, 40 cars and 2 shops damaged. Skhirat Tmara Prefecture, 41 law enforcement officers injured, 13 private cars damaged. Bni Mellal Province, 28 officers injured, 7 vehicles damaged. Arashidia Province, 13 officers injured, 8 vehicles damaged. Berkan Province, 10 officers injured, 12 vehicles damaged. Chiznich Province, 8 officers injured, 1 private car damaged. Kenitra, 8 officers injured. Province of Shuka H. Baha, 5 officers injured, 12 law enforcement vehicles and private ones damaged. Rabat Prefecture, 5 officers injured. Province of Gelmim, 5 officers injured, 1 vehicle damaged. Province of Nador, 4 officers injured, 10 law enforcement vehicles damaged. Province of Khnifra, 4 officers injured. Meknes Prefecture, 4 officers injured, 1 law enforcement vehicle damaged. Province of Ouarzazate, 2 officers injured. Casablanca Prefecture, 2 officers injured, 1 vehicle damaged. Province of Charoudanch, 1 officer injured, 1 vehicle damaged. Al-Khalfi affirmed that individuals who persisted in breaching security protocols were dealt with in accordance with the law. Some were subjected to identity verification procedures under the supervision of the Public Prosecutor's Office and were immediately released upon completion of the legal process. Meanwhile, 409 individuals were placed in police custody upon instruction from the competent Public Prosecutor's Office. In recent days, several regions across the kingdom witnessed unauthorized demonstrations and crowding on public roads, sparked by calls circulated on social media by an unknown origin. Law enforcement intervened to disperse crowds in full compliance with legal provisions and professional conduct standards governing their duties. In clarifying these facts to the national public opinion, the Ministry of the Interior affirmed that public authorities have been and remain fully committed to fulfilling their duties with a sense of responsibility in order to safeguard public order while ensuring the exercise of rights and freedoms, including the right to peaceful protest within a legal and regulated framework. The Ministry will continue to uphold public safety and order with institutional responsibility, maintaining restraint and composure without yielding to provocation and adhering strictly to legal texts and professional guidelines. Legal provisions currently in force will be applied firmly and strictly to anyone having committed acts or shown behavior punishable by law, in accordance with judicial procedures and under the supervision of the competent public prosecutor's office, with all associated legal responsibilities and consequences.